All right, boys and girls, we are going to do a subtraction word problem mini lesson. On the last mini lesson we did was an addition. An addition is pretty easy. Now for subtraction, this is going to take some time because I have 3 separate problems that you're going to see that you could see when you're subtracting word problems. So we're going to go over each one of those problems. So bear with me and make sure you have your listening ears on, okay? All right, let's start with this first problem. And it says, a dog had 8 bones and hid 3 of the bones. How many bones does he have left? Now remember, when we're subtracting, that means that something is being taken away, okay? And also remember, when you're subtracting, your biggest number always goes first. Remember what we've talked about before. So your biggest number always goes first when you're subtracting. And your last number, that's how many you have left, okay, after something's been taken away. So let's think about this word problem a little bit. And we know we have a dog, and let's underline or circle our things that we know. We know that the dog has 8 bones. He has 8 bones. Then it says that the dog hid 3 of them. So that means something is going away. How many bones does he have left? All right, let's get ready to do our number sentence first, because that's going to be the biggest part to making sure that we understand our problem. So let's think about it. How many bones did the dog have first? Yeah, he had 8 bones. So 8 is going to be our beginning number. That's going to be the biggest number. That's how many bones, he had first, okay? When you're subtracting, the biggest number goes first. Then it said he hid 3 bones. That means 3 bones went away, okay? So how many bones went away? 3, okay? Now, how many are left? We don't know, so we need to figure that out. All right, so let's go ahead. We can do it with our circles. We can do it with our number line. We can do it in our head. We're going to do it all those different ways, okay? So let's figure out with our number line. Remember, when we're subtracting, we're going back, okay? So we're going to start with 8. And we're going to be like froggies, and we are going to hop back or count back 3 times. So 1, 2, 3, 5. So he had 5 bones left. We can also start with 8, put 8 in our head, okay? So you're going to put that 8 in your head because that's the biggest number. And then we're going to count back. So 8 is in our head. Hold those 3 fingers up because that's what was in our story. 8, and we're going to count back. 8, 7, 6, 5. So we got the same answer. Then we could also make circles. He had 8 bones. 5, 6, 7, 8. And he hid 5 of them. Or he hid 3 of them. I'm trying to tell the answer. 1, 2, 3. How many do we have left, boys and girls? 5, okay? Now, that one was pretty easy. Let's go to something a little bit harder. And here's another problem. And this is going to be a little bit different, so let's think about it. A farmer had 15 tomatoes in his garden. How many tomatoes did he have? Yep, he had 15. So I'm going to go ahead and circle that 15. He had 15 tomatoes in his garden. That's what he started out with. After picking some, he had 3 left. How many did he pick? Now let's think about that because we're going to really need to put those numbers in our number sentence. So let's think about it. How many tomatoes did the farmer start off with at first? Yeah, 15. So because that's what he started off with, that's going to be our biggest number. We're going to put 15 here. Now let's think about what happened. After picking some, boys and girls, how many did he pick? We don't know because it said he picked some. So guess what? I'm going to put a question mark in that blank because he picked some. He took some away, but we don't know how many he took away. After he picked some, he had 3 left. That's what he had left. So I'm going to write the number 3. So this is, boys and girls, is really not tricky thoughts, because remember, tricky thoughts can be with our addition problems. But this is just something that we don't know how many he picked. So what we're going to do, we're going to do the same thing, okay? We're still going to subtract. So let's start with our number line. We're going to start with what he had first. He had 15 tomatoes. I'm going to start right there, okay? Then we know that he picked some. We don't know how many he picked, but we know how many he had left. So we're going to still have to count back 3. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay? So, boys and girls, what number did we end up at? 12. So that lets us know that he picked 12. Okay? And I could do the same thing with my picture. I could draw out 15, but actually, in fact, guys, instead of drawing 15, I'm going to do 10s and 1s. The number 15 has how many 10s? The first one is the 10s. Yep, it has 1 10. How many 1s does 15 have? 5. The second one is the 1s. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? Then we're going to take away, we didn't know how many he took away, but we know that he had 3 left. So we're going to take away those 3. 1, 2, 3. So how many does he have left? 10, 11, 12. He picked 3. Okay? Then we could also do it in our head. We could put 15 in our head, okay? And then hold up 3 because he had 15 tomatoes. And then he picked some, but we know he had 3 left, so we're going to count back. 15, 14, 13, 12. Okay? So that is how we did that one. Now let's do one that's a little bit tricky, okay? And you're going to have to really pay attention, okay, on this one. Let's look at our story. A clown gave away 5 balloons, okay? So we've got a clown, and he's giving away 5 balloons. I'm going to circle that word 5. Now, he has 9 balloons. So after he gave away 5, he has 9 left. How many balloons did the clown have to begin with? Now this one is tricky, guys. Let's fill in our numbers in this to kind of look at it, okay? So the clown is giving away 5. Now let's think about it. How many balloons did the clown start off with? Did it tell us? No. So guess what, boys and girls? When you're subtracting, whatever you start with, that's your biggest number, okay? But we don't know how many balloons the clown started with. So that is something that we don't know. I'm going to put a question mark there because we don't know how many balloons the clown started with. So we're going to put a question mark. How many balloons did he give away? He gave away 5. I do know that. How many, after he gave away those 5, did he have left? After he gave away 5 balloons, now he has 9 balloons left. So I'm going to put 9 there. Now this one is a real tricky one because we cannot take 9 away from 5. You just can't do it. So when you're working with a subtraction problem, and if you do not know what you started off with, because whatever you started off with is your biggest number, you've got to do some adding, okay? This is the tricky part to subtracting. When you don't know what the biggest number is when you're subtracting, that's what you started off with. In order for me to get that biggest number, I've got to put these 2 numbers together. Because if I just drew away 9, if I just drew 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and take away 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm going to have 4. Does that make sense? Can I have 4 and take away 5 from that 4? No, it doesn't make sense. So because we don't know what that big number is, boys and girls, here's a tricky one. We've got to put these 2 numbers together. We've got to add when it says to subtract. Only when you don't know what you began with. So let's do that. So let's start with 9. And we're going to count on. Even though there's a subtraction symbol, a minus symbol, we're going to add because we don't know how many we started with. And we've got to get the biggest number to go here. So in order to get a bigger number, we've got to count on. Start with 9. Here we go. Count on 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm at the number 14. So it looks like the clown began with 14, okay? And then I can also add these 2 with a picture. I can add these with a picture. I can do 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I can also do it in my head, guys. I can start off with the biggest number, which was 9. 9, hold up 5, count on 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Whew, that made Miss Belcher a little bit tired because we haven't talked about that one before. But we need to know when you are subtracting and when you don't know what that biggest number is, but you know these other 2 numbers, you've got to put those 2 numbers together to get a bigger number. All right, guys. Well, I hope you understood that. We're going to be getting back to that some more, and I'll see you next time. All right, take care.